Thanks again for tuning in to Joy. It's a Wonderful Life.
And now, it's time for the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation, starring Thomas Weaver, Jessica Barnes, Jessica Ruth Baker, and Bob Greenway, along with Harry Gandy, Joe Buford, Michaela Hunt, Sarah Neslin, Jesse Antonillis John, Rose Taylor, and myself, Andrew Lanahan, in It's a Wonderful Life. But first, a word from our sponsors. Are plain old knock-knock jokes just not funny anymore? Is the classic why did the chicken cross the road not getting laughs like it used to? If so, try puns. Puns come in all types, such as, what do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Or if your friend starts telling bird jokes, remind him, two can play at that game. If you are in need of a new kind of joke, try puns. They may be cheesy, but the results are great. And now, the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. This is the story of George Bailey, an ordinary man who lives in Bedford Falls, New York. But George Bailey, more than anything, wanted to see the world. The exciting world that lay beyond his hometown. However, our story doesn't begin in Bedford Falls. In fact, it doesn't begin anywhere in this world. It begins in heaven, where the superintendent of angels is briefing an apprentice angel named Clarence.
Clarence Oddbody, Angel Second Class, reporting for duty, Your Honor. Are you really sending me down to Earth?
Yes. You see, there's a man in trouble down there. At precisely 10:45 p.m. Earth time, a man named George Bailey will be thinking about ending his life.
Oh, my. And you want me to stop him? Well, then maybe I can finally earn my wings. I've only been waiting 200 years.
Listen, Clarence, you must stop him. If you can. Now, let me brief you about George Bailey's case history. You see, when George was a boy...
Oh, that's okay, Your Honor. All I need is a plan. You see, I'm reading The Adventure of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Tom Sawyer always has a plan.
I see. Well, if you can help George Bailey with your plan, Clarence, you just may get your wings.
Yes! Thanks for your confidence in me, boss.
Now, when George Bailey was a boy, his little brother fell through the ice.
And George jumped in to save him?
Yes, but as a result, George has a bad ear.
Sure, icy water infection.
A few months later, young George was working after school at Gower's drugstore. But on this day, Mr. Gower's only son had died of influenza. Devastated, Mr. Gower was trying to drown his sorrows in whiskey when the young George returned unexpectedly.
George, did you deliver that prescription?
But no, Mr. Gower,
Why didn't you deliver that right away? The little Blaine girl's sick. You lost it, didn't you?
No, Mr. Gower, here it is.
Here? Why, you...
Oh, Mr. Gower, my ear.
Good for nothing, lazy loafer.
Hurting my sore ear. No, Mr. Gower. You put something wrong in those pills.
Shut up, you little...
Look, I know you're sad, but you put something bad in these capsules. It's poison.
Poison? Poison?
Don't hurt my sore ear again.
God.
Please?
Oh, George. George.
That's why I didn't deliver it. I won't ever tell a soul, Mr. Gower. I won't tell anyone. Hope to die.
George wanted to go to college, but there wasn't enough money, so he worked 4 years at the Bailey Building and Loan Association.
Building and loan?
Yes, George's father was in the building and loan business, he and George's uncle Billy, but it was a case of high ideals and low bank accounts.
Those two always seem to go together.
George worked for his father and saved enough to pay for college. But first, he was going to summer in Europe, working his way across on a cattle boat.
Gee, it's hard to believe. This is my last night in the Old Bailey boarding house.
We're all gonna miss you, George.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you, Ma. You too, Pop. But hey, what's the matter? You look kind of tired.
I had another run-in with Henry Potter today.
That money-grubbing buzzard? I thought when you put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up a little. I don't understand somebody like Mr. Potter.
Potter owns about everything he wants in town. Everything except the Bailey Building and Loan. Maybe that's why he hates us.
Hey, George, can I borrow your tuxedo cufflinks for tonight's dance?
Sure. Help yourself, Harry.
Well, where are they? Here in your bag? Like, say, where did you get that beautiful suitcase anyway, George?
At the Emporium, Harry. Mr. Gower bought it for George.
A going away present?
Yep, far away. You see, one of these days, that bag will be plastered with travel stickers. You know, Rome, Baghdad, Samarkand, Cairo.
I guess you're going to have a pretty full summer, George.
Oh, I'm going to have a pretty full life.
So why don't you come to the dance tonight?
Nah, I'd be bored to death.
Oh, but what a wonderful death. I gotta run.
Was I like that when I graduated from high school?
Pretty much. I sure wish we could send Harry to college with you, George.
But Harry could take over my job at the Building and Loan, work for 4 years like I did, then he'll go.
He's pretty young for that job. Maybe you were just born old, George.
How's that, Pop? You know, my trick here?
I said you were born old. George, when you get out of college, you wouldn't come back to the Building and Loan, would you?
Oh, no, Pop. I just couldn't face being cooped up for the rest of my life in a shabby little office with all those...
I see.
I'm sorry, Pop. I didn't mean that. But it's just... staying here, I just go crazy. You see, I want to do something big, something important.
But in a small way, aren't we? We are doing something important, George. In that shabby little office, we help people buy their own homes.
I know, Pop. But I feel if I didn't get away, I'd bust.
I guess you're right. Get that education, then do what you want, son.
You know, Pop, ready for a shock? I think you're a pretty swell guy.
Well, thanks, George. Look, why don't you go over to Harry's dance? You'll have fun.
I guess I could drop in. Maybe I will at that. See you later, Pop.
So George went to a dance?
And at that dance, he fell in the pool with Mary Hatch. Later, he was walking her home, and they were feeling pretty good, Clarence. As a matter of fact, wonderful.
Buffalo gals can't come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals can't come out tonight. And dance by the light of the moon.
Hot dog, eh, Mary?
We sound beautiful, George.
Hey, you know something, Mary? I'd almost say you were the prettiest girl in town. You look wonderful.
Well, why don't you say it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Hey, how old are you anyway?
18.
18? Why, it seems only last year you were just 17. Oh, hey, look where we are.
Oh, the old Granville house.
Yeah, I gotta throw a rock.
Oh, no, George. Even though it's deserted, I love this old place.
With deserted houses, you make a wish and then try to bust a window.
But it's such a lovely old house. I want to live there someday.
In there? I wouldn't live there if I were a ghost. Now, watch. Would you look at that? Pretty good shot, eh? Broke that window.
Oh, what'd you wish for, George?
Wish? Oh, I don't know. Not just one wish, Mary. A whole hatful of them. You see, I'm leaving this crummy little town. I want to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, and that's just this summer. And then I'm coming back and going to college to see what they know, of course.
Of course.
And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields and bridges a mile long. And then I'm gonna, oh, come on, Mary. What is it you want? Do you want the moon? All you got to do is just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around and pull it down for you.
Okay, the moon. I'll take it. Then what?
Then what? Well, then you swallow it, and it dissolves, and moonbeams shoot out your fingers, and then, do you think I'm talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her?
How's that? Say what?
Youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Oh, hey, just a minute. Hey, come on back here. I'll show you some kissing that'll knock your socks off.
George!
Uncle Billy, look, I'm going to kiss Mary. Watch.
And George, get in the car. It's your father. He's had a stroke.
What? My father?
Come on, George. Get in. Hurry.
Well, George's father died that night, Clarence. And that fall, just as he was getting ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan had a meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Potter.
Now that Peter Bailey is dead, I move that we dissolve the building and loan and turn its assets and liabilities over to a receiver. Look, Peter Bailey was not a businessman. Ideals without common sense can ruin this town. And what's that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. Now, who'll second my motion to...
Oh, hold on, Mr. Potter.
Oh, I meant no disrespect, George, but your father...
Now, wait a minute. Why my father ever started this penny-adding building and loan, I'll never know. But just remember this, Mr. Potter. That rabble you're talking about, well, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community.
So?
Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms with a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him. But to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. In my book, Mr. Potter, my father died a richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book, George. I'm talking about the building and loan.
No. You're talking about something you can't get your greedy hands on, and it's galling you. And that's what you're talking about. Well, this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people could borrow a few dollars without crawling to Mr. Potter. Oh, come on, Uncle Billy.
What happened, George?
You won't believe it. Boy, oh boy, you should have heard George.
Oh, yeah? Right now, they're voting us out of business.
Well, who cares? You get out of here, George. You miss your boat trip. You want to miss college, too?
George, they just voted Potter down.
We're still in business.
But there's one condition, George. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appoint me? I'm leaving for college right now. No, Uncle Billy's your man.
George, you've got to take it. They'll vote with Potter otherwise. They said so without you.
So, George Bailey didn't make college, boss.
No, he didn't, Clarence. George gave his college money to his brother, Harry. Harry went instead.
Oh, but what about that girl? You know, Mary?
Oh, George saw her every now and then, but Mary also went to college. And George worked 4 more years at the building and loan, waiting for Harry to finish school, come back and take over. He still hoped to see the world, though. He planned to work in the oil fields of Venezuela, except when Harry came home, he brought a girl with him, a wife.
So, George, what do you think of how do you like your new sister-in-law?
Ruth? Oh, she's swell. Harry's got all the luck.
She'll keep him on his toes.
Well, keep him out of Bedford Falls anyway.
Now, Ruth's father has a good job for Harry up in Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. And that means...
Oh, then you can't... I'm sorry, George.
Yeah.
Well, did you know Mary Hatch is back from college, too? Nice girl, that Mary.
I suppose.
Oh, stop that moping, George Bailey. It's not like you.
Well, what do you want me to do, Mother?
Give me one good reason why you shouldn't go visit Mary.
Well, how about Sam Wainwright? For one, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him. Mary's got her eye on George. Besides, Sam Wainwright's in New York.
Okay, Mother. Trying to get rid of me, eh? Well, I think I'll go find a girl and do some passionate necking.
George.
Good night, Mrs. Bailey. Oh, by the way, do you need any books from the library?
The library? George, you go and see Mary, do you hear?
Ha!
George.
George, what are you doing down there?
What? Oh, me? I was just passing by.
Yes, several times. I wondered if you were picketing or haunting me.
And now, why would I be haunting you?
Mother phoned, saying you were coming over.
My mother phoned. Well, I just happened to be passing by. That's all.
Are you coming in or aren't you?
Well, all right. If you insist, I'll come in. For a minute.
So, it's nice about Harry and his new wife, isn't it?
Yeah, Ruth. It's okay.
What's the matter? You don't like her?
Oh, well, of course I do. Ruth's a peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general you're down on, huh?
No. Marriage is all right for some people. I mean, it's fine for Harry, for Sam Wainwright, and you.
For Sam?
Harry, who's down there?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What's he want?
I don't know. What do you want, George?
Me? Nothing. Not a thing.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
He is? You tell him to go right back home. Sam Wainwright said he'd call tonight. From New York.
I guess so, Mother. So, George, how about a little music here?
You know, your mother shouldn't. Oh, that. Now, I didn't come over here just to.
What did you come over here for?
Well, I don't know. You're supposed to be the girl with all the answers. How about you tell me why?
Oh, why don't you just go home?
Okay, I will go home.
Mary, the telephone.
I don't even know why I even came here.
Mary.
Good night.
Good night.
Mary. Maybe it's Sam. Answer it.
All right, I'll get it, Mother. Ugh. George, on your way out, could you turn off the phonograph?
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Hello?
Stupid song.
The Hatch residence. Sam?
Hey, Mary. Good to hear your voice.
Excuse me, Mary. It seems I forgot my hat.
Oh, Sam. How nice of you to call. You know, Sam, an old friend of yours is here. George Bailey.
What? old Mossback George.
Yep, old Mossback George.
Well, put on, old George. I want to say hi.
Wait a minute, Sam. George?
Harry, you idiot. Sam doesn't want to talk to George.
He does too. He even asked for George.
Oh, what is it, Mary? You see, I'm in a hurry. I've got to get home.
Sam Wainwright. He wants to talk to you?
Sam Wainwright? Oh, okay. Hi, Sam.
Some pal you are. What are you trying to do? Steal my girl?
Steal your... Hey, nobody's trying to steal any girl. Mary, here's Sam again.
No. Wait, George, wait. I want to speak to both of you. Put Mary on the extension upstairs.
He wants you to get on the extension upstairs.
I can't. Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
George, just put your head a little closer. Oh, we can both hear. Sam, we're both on the line.
Good. Now, I have a plan that's going to make us all rich. George, remember that one time in Martini's Tavern you told me about making plastics out of chili beans? Soybeans. I mean soybeans.
Oh, yeah. Soybeans. Okay.
Well, my father's investing in it, George. We're going to open up a factory. Might even have a job for you. That is, if you're not still married to that broken down old building in Wall.
We'll have to see, Sam.
Mary, tell George this is a chance of a lifetime, you hear?
He says it's a chance of a lifetime.
Give me that phone.
George!
Now, you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any plastics, any job, and I don't want to get married, ever, to anyone. Do you understand me?
Oh, George.
I want to do what I want to do, and you're not going to trick me into any... Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, I
know.
And so, Clarence, George and Mary were married that October, and the two headed off for their honeymoon in Ernie Bishop's taxi cab.
Oh, where are you two headed on this deluxe honeymoon?
We're shooting the works, Ernie. It'll be the highest hotel, richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
Out of Bedford Falls.
Gee, I don't know. Then what, dear?
The moon! Who cares?
Hey, George, there's something going on at the bank. A run looks like.
What? I'll pull over, Ernie.
Oh, George, no, let's not stop. Please, Ernie, just go straight to the train station. George, don't.
Oh, wait a minute, honey. I gotta see what this is. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, no, George. No, please, George, don't. Oh.
We'll return to the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsors. For a better life, try saying some yummy words. If you're feeling blue and need a smile, try the fun and fizzy words. Schnitzel, papyrus, echinacea, va-va-voom. If winter makes you crave a little warmth, roll the kitchen words around. Cardamom, ginger, pepper pot, spice. Alluring words are always fun, as sensual in your mouth as a chocolate truffle. Kumquat, redolent, shimmer, dusk. And don't forget the penny words, small and common. Love, thanks, coffee, hello. Yummy words. Which one will you choose today? In a world where everyone's on and no one's unplugged, where being busy is a badge of honor, when the race to the gym, to the office, to the carpool, and to the kitchen is unrelenting, when your spouse asks, what should we do for dinner? And your boss demands, I need that ASAP, every single day. And silence and solitude is only achieved when your phone battery dies. We bring you a new kind of hero. Nothing! Yes, nothing. No phone, no Netflix, no cooking, no laundry, no scrolling, Snapchat, soccer snacks, swiping left or right. Nothing is here to save you. Seriously, though, nothing. Do it. Coming to a mind-blown you this February. And now, Act 2 of the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. In heaven, the superintendent of angels is still reviewing George Bailey's case history. Clarence, an apprentice angel, is eager to depart on his mission to Earth.
Goodness, boss, I've heard enough background. If George Bailey's contemplating suicide, I better head down to Earth right away.
Hold it, Clarence. We're not anywhere near the point where George Bailey is thinking of taking his life. Now, where were we?
George and Mary were heading out of town on their honeymoon when they ran into a bank run, I mean.
Ah, yes. It was the financial panic of 1932. You see, bank troubles were very prevalent back then.
Whoa! What's going on, boss?
Well, in the lobby of the building and loan, dozens of worried shareholders are clamoring for their savings. Meanwhile, George found Uncle Billy in his office.
It's a bank panic, George. The bank had a run. They needed cash, so they demanded we pay off our loan immediately. I handed over all our cash. I had to.
You handed over all our cash? But that means...
The whole town's gone nuts, George. Now we're in the same pickle as the bank.
But our charter requires we stay open until 6 p.m. If we don't, the state could take our license away.
Stay open until 6? Without any money?
Come on. Let's see that crowd out there.
George, really? What's going on? Where's
okay. Hold on now. Please, everybody, don't panic.
We want our money, George.
Right.
Where's our money?
Come on, everybody. Wait just a minute. Now listen here. Come on. You got it all wrong. Your money isn't here.
What? Where is it?
What do you mean?
Now, just a minute. Let me explain. Your money's not here. It's not in the safe. No, the money you've invested in this building alone was put into people's houses. It's in Ernie's house, and your house, and 100 other houses. Do you want me to foreclose on them or throw them out of their homes?
No,
well,
my decision.
probably not. But
We've got $242 in shares here. Close my account. I want my money now.
yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Okay, Charlie. Okay, I hear you. Just sign this form, and you'll get your money in 60 days.
Well, that's ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean 60 days?
Well, that's what you all agreed to when you bought your shares.
Ha! I got my money.
Randy?
Old man Potter's taking over the building and loan.
Oh.
And he'll pay you 50 cents on the dollar for your shares.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
good.
Okay.
Wow. Come on, let's take our shares to Potter. Half is better than nothing.
Wait, come on, please, don't go to the bank, please. Don't do this. Stop! Listen, if Potter gets a hold of the building alone, there won't be a decent house built in this town again. Can't you see? He's just taken over the bank.
All right.
He's already got the bus line, the department store, and now he's after us. He wants to keep you living in his shacks, paying the rent he decides.
Well, that's all fine talk, George, but I've got bills to pay.
My husband got laid off.
We can't feed our kids on faith.
Yeah, George. What about that?
George, darling.
Hey, Mary.
How much do they need? We still got some money. The The honeymoon money?
Yeah. Wait, folks, wait. I've got $2,000 here. Okay. So we've got some cash. All right, Charlie. How much do you need?
I want my $242.
Oh, come on, Charlie. How about just enough to tide you over?
Give me my $242.
Okay. Uncle Billy, give Charlie here $242.
For me, George. Please.
Okay, all right. Mrs. Davis now.
$17 then.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Who's next? Who's next now? Let's try to spread it out. Mr. Winchester, how much do you need?
Look at the clock, George. Look.
I'm looking, Uncle Billy. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
6 o'clock. We made it.
Lock that door. Lock that door. Still in business, Uncle Billy. Even if we only got $2 left.
George, telephone.
Oh, okay, Tilly. By the way, call my wife, will ya? I forgot all about our...
Yeah, Mrs. Bailey's on the line.
No, I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want Mrs. Bailey. Wait, Mrs. Oh, right. That is my wife. Give me the phone already, will you? Hello? Is this Mrs. Bailey?
Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey.
Well, Mary, we survived. I'm sorry.
Now that you're done saving things, come home.
Huh?
Come home.
Come home? Well, what home?
Our home.
What?
Our home, George, at 320 Sycamore.
320 Sycamore? Huh? Whose home is that?
Our home.
What? Huh?
Our home, you saphead.
But Mary, how can we have a home?
Now.
Right now? Okay. Sure. All right. Sure.
I love you.
I love you too, honey. I'm coming home.
Clarence, do you know where 320 Sycamore was?
His mother-in-law's house?
No, it was the old Granville house where George and Mary threw rocks and made wishes. You see, her wish was to marry George and live in the Granville house. And that's where they honeymooned. That's where they set up house. And that's where they were still living 2 years later when Mr. Potter asked George to stop by his office.
Now, George, I suppose you're wondering why you're here.
I have no idea, Mr. Potter, but I'm sure you do.
Now, look, you're a young man, 27, 28, married, making what, $40 a week?
45.
45, okay. And if you were a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say you were doing well. However, you're no common, ordinary yokel, son. You're an intelligent, resourceful, ambitious young man who hates his job. Yes, you hate the villain alone as much as I do, George. You've been dying to get out of this town ever since you were born. You see your friends, your brother go places while you're trapped here, trapped into frittering away your life playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Is this a correct picture, George, or do I exaggerate?
So, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is, I want to hire you, George.
Hire me? To do what?
Well, to manage my affairs, oversee my properties, and I can start you at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year? Are you sure you're talking to me? I'm George Bailey. Remember me? The building and loan George Bailey?
Yes, the George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has the brains to climb aboard.
Yes, but What about the building and loan?
Forget the building alone. I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Do we have a deal or not?
20,000. No, I can't do it. If you offered me $1 million to stay in Bedford Falls, to be your stooge, the answer would still be no. Now, let me out of here. I'm sorry I'm so late, Mary.
You're kidding. George, so what did Mr. Potter want to see you about?
Oh, well, nothing really. Just talk, you know. But geez, why did you marry a guy like me anyway?
Well, I didn't want to be an old maid.
I was going to see the world, go places, build things. I was going to give you the moon. But instead, what have I given you? Not much. Some husband I am. I feel terrible.
So do I.
I mean, you could have married Sam Wainwright. Anybody else.
But I didn't want anybody else. I wanted my baby to look like you.
Didn't even get a honeymoon. No fancy. What?
My baby.
Baby? What? You mean, Mary, you're on the nest?
Well, Clarence, Mary had her baby, a boy.
Oh, that's nice.
And then another one, a girl.
Good for them.
But George slaved away at the building alone, and Potter made things tough for him. And then came the war. Mary had, another baby, but still found time to run the USO. Uncle Billy and Mr. Gower sold war bonds, and George's brother Harry, he became a real hero. He shot down 15 planes.
And George? What did George do during the war?
Well, George was 4F due to the bad ear. He was an air raid warden. But on VJ Day, he wept and prayed. And on VE Day, he wept and prayed.
Well, then we're just about up to today.
Yes. The only thing you don't know about George Bailey is what has happened that has him down there at this very moment, wanting to die.
Suicide. Well, what is it, boss?
All right. Today is the day before Christmas, and George is very excited.
Tilly, did you see the newspaper? Commander Harry Bailey, decorated by President. My brother. The Medal of Honor.
Gosh, George, that's just swell.
Commander Bailey downed 15 enemy planes. The last, a kamikaze, just as it was about to dive into a troop transport. Think of it. Harry saved hundreds of lives.
Gosh, George, the bank examiner's here.
Oh, the annual audit. Right. Good afternoon.
Carter, bank examiner.
Tilly, bring Mr. Carter here to the conference room and bring the books. And where's Uncle Billy?
He's depositing $8,000 at the bank.
Well, Mr. Potter, here to personally guard your money?
Look out, Bailey, you old fool. My wheelchair.
Did you see the news? Harry Bailey gets Medal of Honor. What'll those Bailey boys do next?
Let me see that newspaper.
Sure, here. Sorry I can't chat more, you old thief. I gotta go make a deposit.
Next customer, please.
Hello, let me see here. Here you are, bank books, deposit slip, and a Merry Christmas to you.
To you too, Mr. Bailey. But, haven't you forgotten something?
I forget things all the time.
So, Mr. Bailey, where's the money?
What?
Oh, customary to bring the money with you.
The money? The money? Well, it's gone. Where did I put that money?
Guard, wheel me out of here.
Take note, Clarence. Uncle Billy couldn't find the money because the envelope with the $8,000 was folded up in the newspaper he gave to Mr. Potter.
The money was in the newspaper? So that's why George and Uncle Billy are scouring the street.
I just don't know what happened to it, George. I just don't know.
$8,000? And the bank examiner's here. It belongs to the depositors.
Oh, we traced every step I took.
Well, maybe you never put the envelope in your pocket in the first place.
Maybe, but no. I'm no good for you, George. No good.
Now, where's that money, you old fool? This means bankruptcy, scandal, prison. One of us is going to jail. Well, it won't be me. You keep looking, you hear? I'm going home.
George.
George, you haven't said a word since you came home. Well, was Zuzu sleeping?
No, she was showing me some flower prize she won at school. I touched it and a few petals fell off. She asked me to fix it, but does Janie have to keep playing that over and over?
Gotta practice for the Christmas party, Daddy.
What is it, dear? A hectic day?
Oh, yeah. A red letter day for the Baileys.
Hey, Dad, I was in a brand new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Not good enough for you?
Sorry, Dad. I only...
Run along now, Petey.
Why is Zuzu in bed so early anyway?
Oh, she got a little cold. Coming home from school. She didn't button up her coat. She didn't want to crush that pride.
What do you mean a little cold?
It's okay, dear. The doctor said it was nothing.
The doctor? The doctor came? It's this drafty old house, that's what. It's a wonder we don't all have pneumonia.
George!
I mean, why do we have to live here in the first place? Why in this crummy little town?
What's wrong, dear?
Everything's wrong. Why do you have to have all these kids anyway?
Daddy, you spelled frankincense.
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Hello? Oh, thank you, Miss Welch. Oh, she'll be all right.
Who is it, Mary?
It's Mrs. Welch, Zuzu's teacher. What? Oh, well, the doctor says she should be out of bed in a couple of...
Mary, give her that phone.
George, please.
Hello? Is this Mrs. Welch? Well, this is Mr. Bailey. Now, what kind of a teacher are you? Do you really think you get pneumonia because of you?
George!
Silly, careless people like you. Send a kid home half naked. You know, maybe my kids are the best dressed kids in... Hello? Hello? Janie, enough with the piano! Cut it out! Stop!
Oh, Daddy.
George! Whatever's wrong with you? Must you torture the children too?
I'm sorry. Janie, Mary, I'm sorry.
George!
I've just got to get out of here.
Oh, you're $8,000 short in your accounts, George? You say the money was lost? What if it was stolen? Maybe you should notify the police.
No, sir. You see, Harry's homecoming is tomorrow, and, well, the publicity.
So you've come to me for a loan. Well, why not your buddy Sam Wainwright?
Well, I tried to get a hold of him, but he's in Europe right now, and...
So you want a loan from me for $8,000? What do you have as collateral, George?
Well, I have some life insurance here, a $15,000 policy. It's not much.
$15,000. But what's your equity in it?
For $500.
500. And you want an emergency loan on Christmas Eve for 8,000.
Yes.
You're pathetic, George Bailey. You once called me a warped, frustrated man. Well, George Bailey, what are you but a warped, frustrated young man?
Sir,
Look at you now, crawling to me for help. Ha! Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much? Go beg them for help.
Oh, please, Mr. Potter. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Now get out of here.
The nerve of that Henry Potter. He had George's $8,000 sitting in his desk drawer.
What will George do now, boss? Where is he?
Oh, he's at Martini's Tavern. George has had a couple of drinks, and he's just dazed, standing there.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed. Oh God, I've never been a praying man, but if you are listening, show me the way, please. I'm lost, God, I'm lost. Please.
Mr. Bailey, you all right? Mr. Martini, Mr. Bailey here don't look so good.
Oh, you're right, Nick. Mr. Bailey, you're drinking too much.
Which Bailey you talking about?
This Mr. Bailey, Mr. George Bailey.
George Bailey? Why, you... Listen, Bailey, if you ever talk to my wife that way again, you'll get even worse. Ain't enough she slaves away teaching your stupid kids how to read and write. Then you gotta bawl her out on the phone?
Hey, beat it. Mr. Welsh, you punch my best friend out of here. Go. Nick, throw him out.
Go on, Welch, beat it!
All right, I'm going.
Mr. Bailey, how you doing?
Oh, Martini. Oh, who was that?
Oh, that Mr. Welsh. He come here no more. Mr. Bailey, I get something for you. Look, the blood.
No, it's all right.
Oh, please don't go, Mr. Bailey. Stay.
Go, just let me be alone. You hear?
Well, Clarence, George is now at the river. He's about to jump. Do you have your plan ready?
I don't know, boss.
Well, if you can save George Bailey's life, you'll get your wings.
My wings? Oh, yes, my wings. I won't let you down, boss. George Bailey, don't jump, George. You get away from that bridge, George.
We'll return to the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life in just a moment. But now, a word from our sponsors. Hi, your dog here. I see you're sitting down reading that magazine. Have you given much thought lately to ear scratches? Here, let me help you by nosing aside that distraction and positioning my head right under your palm. There, isn't that better? That article was bumming you out anyway. I mean, my silky fur and the way I'm half closing my eyes in pleasure right now has been clinically shown to bring down your blood pressure and add ears to your life. Wait, no, don't pick that back up. To get the full benefit of ear scratches, doctors recommend continuing for 90 consecutive minutes. Oh, all right. How about 3? There, much better. Ear scratches. Yeah, that's the spot. I used to worry about what I was breathing in. Oxygen, nitrogen. carbon dioxide. And then I discovered trees. Yes, natural trees with their photosynthetic respiration helping to produce just the right blend of breathable atmosphere that our bodies need. Trees may not be right for everybody. Side effects include a treehouse, sweet tire swing, fruit shade, and woodworking. Please consult your biome before selecting a tree. Not every tree is right for every biome. Enjoy trees responsibly. All natural, safe, and effective trees. Now with chlorophyll. Available on a planet under you. And now, the thrilling conclusion of the Umpqua Community College Center Stage Zoom Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. A troubled George Bailey stands on the Bedford Falls Toll Bridge, convinced that he's worth more dead than alive. Deep in despair, George stares at the freezing waters below, poised to end it all, when suddenly...
Help! Help me! I'm drowning!
Oh my God! Wait, Mr. A! Here I come! Here I come!
You two are so lucky my toll booth is open tonight. Otherwise, you'd have froze to death. Jumping in the river like that. Are you warming up now?
Well, I'm okay. And you, Mr.
Clarence, I'm fine. Although my underwear is a bit out of fashion. I passed away in it.
You passed what?
And Tom Sawyer's drying out too.
The name's George.
No, my book. I still had Tom Sawyer with me, but you know, there is a Tom Sawyer quality to you, George. Lots of ideas, wanderlust, you know.
So, how'd you fall in the river?
Fallen? I didn't fall in, I jumped in. Jumped in to save you, George.
Jumped in to save me?
Well, it worked, right? You didn't go through with your plan, did you?
Go through with what plan?
You know, suicide.
Hey, you can't commit suicide around here. I think it's against the law.
Well, it is where I come from.
Where do you come from, mister?
Oh, you know, heaven.
What?
Right.
George, you're bleeding. Your lip.
That. I got punched in answer to a prayer.
No, George. I'm the answer to your prayer. I was sent down from heaven to help you.
Oh, come on.
I'm Clarence Oddbody, AS.
AS2.
Angel, second class.
Angel? Right. Well, I'm going to see if any other angels just saved somebody.
Clarence, now, why save me?
Because killing yourself is a sin, especially for $8,000. Oh, I know all about you, George Bailey, guardian angel, remember?
Huh. And you're just the kind of angel I'd get. Angel, huh? Oh, where are your wings then?
Oh, I'm an angel second class, George. I haven't won my wings yet. But you can help me earn them by letting me help you.
Help me? Okay. You couldn't help me with $8,000, could you?
Oh, we don't use money in heaven.
Oh. Well, it sure comes in handy down here, bub. I just found it a little late. Oh, but since you know so much, did you know I'm worth more dead than alive?
Oh, don't talk that way, George. I'll never get my wings if you keep that up. You just don't realize what you've done for people. I mean, if it hadn't been for you, then...
If it hadn't been for me, they'd all be better off. My wife, kids, my friends. I wish I'd never been born.
Oh. That's a good one, George.
Good what?
The plan you just gave me. It reminds me of Tom Sawyer. Well, let me see here.
Hey, what the?
Okay, George, you've got your wish. You were never born.
Never born?
That's right. You have no worries, no missing $8,000. You don't exist.
Hey, wait. My ear. Say something in my bad ear.
You hear me all right. You don't have a bad ear. That's because you're not the George Bailey you used to be. Now you're, well, you're nobody.
That's nuts. But I can hear.
And your lip stopped bleeding.
Hey, it did. What's happening? I need a drink. Yeah, that's what. How about you, Angel? Want to join me for a drink?
A drink? Well, I'm on duty, you know.
Join me. When our clothes are dry, we can head over to Martini.
They are dry. They never got wet, you see?
Okay. 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 So let's dress and fly over to Martini's Tavern and have a... Oh. Sorry. No wings. Well, after a few drinks, we'll both be flying.
What'll it be, fellas?
Nick, is Martini still around? I thought I saw him.
Want a martini? Or are you being a wise guy?
No, just give me a double bourbon then.
And for you?
I would just love mulled wine with a dollop of nutmeg and just a dash of cloves. Hop to it, my lively lad.
Mulled what?
That's okay, Nick. Just give him the same as me.
2 double bourbons.
Why is Nick acting that way? Oh, what's going on here? The tavern's all changed.
Bedford Falls has changed. You got your wish, George. You were never born. It's a different world without you. Oh, good. At least somebody made it.
Made what, Clarence?
Here are your drinks.
Well, every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings.
Huh? Angel?
Angel, second class.
Clarence, you don't want to talk about angels in here.
Why? They don't believe in angels?
No, sure they believe in them, but...
So they're just surprised to actually see one.
In a bar, yeah.
Sorry, Nick. He just never grew up.
Sure I did. Next summer, I'll be... well... 293.
Couple of pixies, eh? I bet you ain't got any money either.
Of course not. We don't use money in heaven.
Well, this ain't heaven. That's enough. Out. Out. Get out of my bar.
Your bar? Oh, where's Martini, Nick?
You ain't getting no martini. And how do you know my name anyway? I don't know you from any... You again.
Spare some change, sir? Spare some...
Oh, no, Rummy. I told you don't come in here panhandling ever again.
Mr. Gower! Mr. Gower! Listen, you know me. I'm George Bailey. George Bailey.
Buy me a drink, mister. Just one? Please?
Oh, that Rummy out!
No, please!
But that's Mr. Gower from the pharmacy.
Yeah, that rumhead did 20 years in prison for poisoning a kid. And if you know him, maybe you're a jailbird too.
No.
That's it. Bill, get these 2 out of my bar. Get out! Out of my bar!
What happened to Mr. Gower? How could that be? Poisoning a kid?
Don't you see, George? You weren't there to stop Gower from putting the poison into...
I wasn't there? Sure I was there.
No, because you were not born.
Not born? Well, who am I then?
Nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean? I'm George Bailey.
No, you're not. No papers, no driver's license, no 4F card, no insurance policy.
Zuzu's petals. I was gonna kind of fix them for her flower.
They aren't
touched
there
them.
either, George. You may have put them in your pocket before, but now you don't exist.
It's gone. Gone. What? Am I Am I a ghost?
You've been given a gift, George, to see the world if you had never been born.
You're nuts. And you're driving me nuts, too. I'm going home to my wife and family. Do you hear? Leave me alone. Step on it, Ernie. You got to get me home. I'm losing my mind.
So where do you live, bub?
And now cut it out, Ernie. Don't pull that act on me. I live at 320 Sycamore.
320 Sycamore?
Listen, Ernie, I don't know what's going on here. I'm crazy or something. Maybe have some bad liquor. Tell me now. Your name's Ernie Bishop, right? You live with your wife and son in Bailey Park. You parachuted on...
I did. You see my wife?
Seen your wife? Of course I have. At your house 100 times. I built it for you, didn't I?
My wife took the kid and ran away 5 years ago. They live on a pot of shacks. I have never seen you before.
Okay, Ernie. Okay. I'm sorry. I just keep driving. Mary, kids, where is everybody? Petey, Janie, Zuzu, where are you?
This is just an abandoned house, George. You don't have a wife or children.
Oh, what's happened to them?
In there, officer. That's him. He's off his rocker.
Hold it, you two. This is the police. Put your hands up.
Bert the cop. Wait, it's me.
Okay, take it easy, mister. Come along quiet like, and we'll get you some help.
Bert, what's happened to you? Look, it's this guy here. He's an angel. He's hypnotized me.
Uh-huh. I'm taking the both of you. No! Let go of me.
Now's your chance, George. Run!
Ow! Bite me, will you?
Hey, you wouldn't beat an old angel, would you? Wait, boss? Help! Help me!
What the? Hey, Ernie, where'd that guy go?
I don't know. He just appeared, and the one ran south down Sycamore. Come on.
I'm sorry, George.
You again? My mother. She didn't recognize me. What is this place? Where's the housing development? Bailey Park. My dad and I built it right here.
As you can see, it's a cemetery, George.
A cemetery? Where are the houses? The people?
Oh, they're here, George. They're here.
What?
Amidst these tombstones, Martini's buried here, the little Blaine girl, your father, and right next to him...
Harry? Harry Bailey? Dead?
Your little brother fell through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
No! Harry got the Medal of Honor. Harry saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died, George.
How?
Harry wasn't there to save them because you were not there to save Harry.
Me?
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. You know, George, you really had a wonderful life.
Wonderful?
Kingdom of heaven is spread upon the earth, but men do not see it. Don't you see? See what a mistake it would be to throw your life away, George?
What about Mary? Please, where's my wife? Tell me where she is.
You won't like it.
What's become of her? Where's my wife? Where is she? Tell me, or do I have to choke it out of you?
She never married. She's an old maid. She works at the library. She's just posing up for the night, but she... George, come back. Oh, there must be an easier way to earn my wings.
Mary,
I'm sorry, sir. The library's closed.
No, Mary, it's me, George. Come on, you know me.
No, I don't know you. Excuse me.
Mary, I got you. I want you, please.
No! No! Let me go! Somebody help me! He's mad! Ah!
Clarence! Clarence! Where are you?
Here I am, George. So, are you going to jump off this bridge again?
No, Clarence. I want things to go back the way they were. Just get me back to my wife and kids, Clarence. I want to live again.
That's the spirit, George. Don't despair. Always be willing.
Oh, yes. Can you do it? Can you do it for me, Clarence? I want to live again. God, let me live again. Yes, let me live again. Yes, God. Let me live again. Yes, God. Please.
George, what are you doing here?
Bert, don't come any closer, and I'll.
What is this Sam Hill yelling about, George?
What? George, Bert, do you know me?
Know you? I've been looking all over town for you, George.
Why, Bert, I'm alive again. Alive again.
Are you all right, George? You know your mouth's bleeding.
My mouth? Hey, my mouth is bleeding. Oh, look at the blood oozing out of there. Oh, hey, Zuzu's pedals. Zuzu's pedals. I had them in my right pocket over. They're here in my pocket. Hey. Merry Christmas, Bert. I'm going home. I know the way home. Boy, do I know the way home. Merry Christmas, Bert.
Merry Christmas, George.
What? Oh, reporters! The sheriff, yes, and you.
Carter, bank examiner, Mr. Bailey, your books show a deficit.
Yes, I know. $8,000, right?
George, I've got a warrant for your arrest here.
Yes, a warrant, sheriff, jail. Isn't that wonderful? Merry Christmas.
Daddy! Merry Christmas, Daddy!
Yes. Oh, I love you so. Oh, where's your mother?
Out looking for you. Really?
Zuzu, Ginger Snap. How are you feeling?
Fine, Daddy. Not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge. Hallelujah.
George? George!
Mommy's home! Mommy!
Mary!
Oh, George, where did you go?
Mary. Oh.
George.
Oh, Mary, I have to touch you, hold you. Oh, you have no idea what happened.
Oh, you have no idea what's happened.
What?
It's something special.